15.87 miles, 11.1 miles per hour, 125 beats per minute on average. Today's goal was to get out on the bike for an hour and a half. I ended up with an hour and 25 minutes, but that's all right. Basically what I did was I rode out for 45 minutes. At the 45-minute mark, I turned right around and came back. So I guess I was a little bit faster on the way back than on the way out. But the main thing I wanted to do was two things. One was to have like an actual rest day. And two was to not accidentally get stuck out there for 2.5 hours like I did the last time I tried to ride this bike. And so I feel like overall it's a successful day. And I know like a lot of people think a rest day means you don't like do anything, but like I really like exercise, and so I wanted to run more, but my knee's still like not really recovering as quickly as I like it to. I'm not really sure what's going on with it. Still not really in the mood to go see a PT for it, which is probably what I really need at this point. But what I do find is that when I run less on it, the knee feels better. So I'm going to try to run less on it for a while. I'm going to, like, at least for the next little while anyway, I'm going to try to not run 7 days a week anymore and give myself a rest day. And by that, I mean riding a bike like 1 day a week. And so I think about an hour and a half to maybe I'll work it up to 2 hours, but at least, an hour and a half feels like a good amount of time. I still don't love bicycling, to be honest. I don't know if it's just because like I've got the wrong kind of size bike, I got the wrong tires on for the kind of riding that I want to do, or what. But I have a hard time like focusing in on it. It reminds me a lot of like when I first started like long distance running, and by that I mean like half marathon and marathon training, where I was just like trying to find ways to like make the time pass, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time with it. Now, I mean, I run much longer than an hour and a half before many times. An hour and a half run is pretty normal for me most of the time, and so like the idea that an hour and a half bike ride is like really long seems and feels kind of weird, but I just think that I'm having a hard time like either focusing or not focusing. I'm not sure if it's which one it is that I'm not doing right, but it just seems like I'm not really enjoying it as much as I enjoy running. But I do feel like I got an hour and a half of 125 beats per minute, getting the blood flowing. My legs felt great. My knee didn't hurt at all. And so I feel like I'm getting a really strong aerobic workout, and I'm taking it easy on my joints. Plus, I feel like it's more of a muscular, like strength workout for the legs than running is. So I feel like there's a lot of side benefits that I can get to the bicycling or cycling. Cycling. I don't know. I'm having a hard time figuring out like breathing and focus and pace, and getting up hills is just, I mean, I hate hills already with running. Hills on a bike is just so much worse. It's miserable. And I don't feel like the downhills really make up for it. Although being able to coast is really nice. And I wish there was some sort of analog to that in running, but there really isn't. But I mean, I'll take like an easier time going uphill over not being able to coast any day. Easy. I just don't like uphills. So I'm figuring out, I think that I will grow to enjoy it more once I can kind of like settle into it and kind of figure it out a little bit better. But for now, I'm kind of treating it like rehab or PT or like, just like one of those workouts that your coach assigns that you really don't want to do, but you do it anyway because you're supposed to. So I think I'm kind of like doing that. And that might be part of the problem, is like I'm going into it with that mentality. So maybe I need to like reframe how I'm looking at it too, and try to find ways to look forward to it more. Like thinking about it in terms of like, if I do this bike ride on Sunday, I'll feel much better for my run on Monday. We'll see. But I think that's kind of the plan for now. 6 days running, 1 day bicycling, maybe some other days where I do a little bit of both until kind of things improve. So we'll see. I mean, ideally I'd get to the point where I'm having a hard time deciding, do I bring that 7th day of running back, or do I stay with the 7th day of cycling, or what? That's where I'd love to be. But right now I'm having a hard time seeing it, but I think I'll get there. Yeah, I think I'll get there. So that's all I have for today. Just want to give you kind of like an update on the knee and kind of how I'm adjusting. So my training schedule, giving myself a rest day, and what I think a rest day kind of like looks like for someone that is normally on their feet for 70 miles a week, 60 miles a week. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Let me know what you guys think. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there on your runs and on your cycling as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?